Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday, and it is Tuesday night with Ben Stowe. Good evening, Ben.
Hey, John.
It is winter in Minnesota, and it's to find time to catch you to talk a little bit, and then we fly, we go to Vegas. It's that time of the year.
It is that time of year. First of all, if you didn't know it was winter in Minnesota, there was an exclamation point put on that. I think the low for tomorrow is minus 26.
Yeah.
So Minnesota has a way of reminding you that it's winter. I'm actually somewhat looking forward to the next couple weeks just because of the double-digit below zero temperatures that I go to Vegas. And we have another trade show occurring simultaneously in New Orleans. And there was discussion at some point that I would be asked to speak in New Orleans. So I would fly to Vegas, to give my speech at Mobile Beat, fly to New Orleans, give my speech there, fly back to Vegas to be in the demo room for Mobile Beat. And then the following week, I've been asked to be a guest at Pensacon, which is a kind of a geek conference with my good friend Ed Spencer and some other people out there. So that would have been a kind of an extreme back and forth. But as it stands, it's just Vegas and then Pensacola, both of which had better be warmer than Minnesota.
We're hoping, but I noticed on the map, it looks like we're sending some of that cold air down. So for our viewers in the southern states who are getting this cold weather, you're welcome.
Hey. 30 above sounds pretty fantastic right now.
Doesn't it?
It's a 60-degree improvement.
So. Oh, that's for sure. But, of course, for those of you who know Ben Stowe, you know he is the hardy outdoor type. So what was he doing yesterday? Well, let's go to the pictures and check this out. This is our good friend, Mr. Stowe, and he's headed out to the lake.
Yeah, lounging, just an afternoon at the beach.
Yeah, beautiful day. You notice he's got his beach attire on.
And about a week's growth of on my face. I literally start growing that about 4 or 5 days before I know I'm going to be out there because it's amazing how much just a little bit will help cut down the wind and just help you feel a little warmer.
Yep, and for those of you who are wondering what that, he's sitting on a bench, of course, on a dock, and that's snow you're seeing, but behind him is the lake. And we have this funny thing in Minnesota and most northern states, of course, that the lakes, the water becomes just a little harder than typical.
It's a whole molecular alignment, that freezing thing. And that lake is the stage for many stages. It's for an outdoor festival we have up here in northern Minnesota because, I mean, what else are you going to do when it's 26 below? You're going to go outside and party, right? And I believe the attendance is something in the close ballpark of like 50,000 people. Go out there and party it up, a variety of activities. And a part of that is we set up some stages and some several hundred feet of trussing. Of course, everything has to be ground stacked. There's nothing to rig from in the sky. And facilitate some of the festivities.
Yes, and the whole premise behind this on the lake party is it's at what, eel pout? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's named after a ridiculously ugly fish. I'm not sure how many people actually fish. I would like to know what the alcohol content of the lake is when it thaws, because there's a lot of drinking that occurs out there. That sort of goes with. I think that makes cold weather more tolerable. It doesn't actually make you warmer. That's a myth, but it just makes you less aware that you're freezing to death.
You forget how cold it is. So for
it's a lot of fun. People really enjoy it. It's again, if 50,000 people wouldn't come if it wasn't a lot of fun. And I was trying to explain this to one of my friends, and I said, "Have you ever seen the show Full Throttle Saloon, the reality show?" And I said, "It's like Full Throttle Saloon on ice. It's this massive outdoor festival." And of course, we have to not only safely facilitate the stages and the entertainment venues and that sort of thing, but also we have to combat the cold weather and a thing like the aluminum and steel expand and contract at different rates and temperature changes, and you have electronics that's getting very cold, digital mixing boards and loudspeaker cones and some of those things that we talked about in our cold weather episode. This is a case study, if not a laboratory, for battling cold weather.
Oh, for sure. Let's pop to that second picture because for those wondering, Ben was indeed rigging on the lake yesterday. Because taking a look at that picture, that little clear spot, that's ice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And now, of course, one of the things that we're thinking about, all of our rigging is ground supported. So all of those forces are distributed to everywhere there's towers or legs, anywhere that there's a point that touches the lake, that's what's carrying the load above. And we're conscious of that. But there's an ice bar in one of these entertainment tents that's built out there. And these are, massive, tents. And the ice bar, I asked the guy yesterday, I said, how much does this thing weigh? And he says, about 40,000 pounds. That's the ice bar, is about 40,000 pounds. So, there's a tremendous amount of weight. In fact, somebody was telling me yesterday that the Minnesota DNR 6 years ago had to kind of address placement of things at Eelpout because of we're talking millions of pounds of weight on the ice. And I think that's probably difficult for some of our friends who live in warmer climates to understand. First of all, ice is very strong. Second of all, it floats. So, quite literally, we're driving semis and things out on the ice, which leads me to kind of a funny story. We all remember my good friend Mike Cronin, one of my favorite people in the whole world, and of course the episode where we did at the Sanford Center and he's rigging. Yep. We celebrated his birthday. He's almost agreed to let us drop a cupcake to see what the splatter pattern is. By the way, several viewers wanted to know, so we're working on that. We just have to work with the environmental services people that'll have to clean it up, to make sure they're good with it. Anyway, I took Mike out there several years ago to help as an ETCP certified rigger. He was certainly a very welcome member of the crew, sorting out these forces and distribution of them. And as we're driving on the lake with this truck loaded with gear, Mike quite literally has the passenger door open, ready to jump out. He's just certain because his previous post was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He was at the Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center. So anyway, we do have to be aware, but the ice is pretty thick. You're looking at about 26 to 30 inches of ice underneath me there in that picture.
Yeah, and I can handle a tremendous amount of weight, as you're alluding to. And it's really kind of cool, if you've never been on ice like we have, is that when you get about 8 inches of ice, 8 to 10, you can start to see people drive on it. And you'll actually see, as they're coming across a lake, you'll actually see the ice kind of giving this wave thing going on. Where as the vehicle goes, it kind of is a little bit of a depression, and then there's like a wave of ice just rolling ahead as it goes across the lake. And if that's not the freakiest sensation when you're out sitting on the ice fishing or something to experience that, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that's obviously, like I said, why various entities are paying attention when you put 50,000 people on the ice, and fish houses and RVs and tents and concert stages and every other thing you can think of. That we're talking, millions of pounds.
Yeah.
There does have to be a little science employed so that people can party safely. And they do a fantastic job. My first year I got involved with this, I said, "Are you serious? You've got to be kidding me. We're doing what?" I still have those moments when I'm out there, by the way. I'm like, well, we're doing what?
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you have that many people out there partying, and it is safe. That there aren't people freezing to death and all kinds of problems that really have this reined in really well. I think that's a credit to the people that put this on. So.
Yeah, good stuff. For those, if you haven't had a chance, you can check that. I think the Eelpout Festival has a website, and if nothing else, check out how ugly that fish is. It's. I've caught one once, and it was this horrible experience. And I had about this much knowledge to know that once you try to unhook them, they will shoot at you. I don't think it's shoot with an O. I think it's something with an I in there, and that's what they do at you. And it is the grossest, stinkiest, slimiest stuff that comes shooting out of them.
Hey, if you really want to experience it, I'll be in Vegas on Monday giving my presentation at Mobile Beat, and that's the day that our crew is striking, so feel free to join them.
They'd love to have you. Oh, that's going to be a long day out there on the ice for them, because it's supposed to be cold yet next week. Yeah.
We have to remind some of our guys, and most of our crew has been in Minnesota for a while. We've lived here long enough. Some of these things are second nature, but still, just a little bit of heads up. It's easy to forget when you're working. If you take a glove off to handle hardware or a pin or something, don't grab onto that aluminum truss with your bare hand.
Yeah, otherwise it may. Yeah, it made that mistake a time or two. Not good. But let's talk about, we've talked enough about cold. Let's talk warm.
Yes, we did.
Let's next week we're going to be in Las Vegas with the Mobile Beat Las Vegas show. Looking forward to that. And what I wanted to talk about tonight, Ben, is some of your highlights or some of the things you're going to be looking forward to. If you could give us a couple of those, a little bit of insight, maybe even a sneak peek of some of the things that'll be at the show this year. Go.
All right. Well, let's see. Pressure's on.
Yes.
I first and foremost, I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of friends. It's always like a great big family reunion, and I'm always really geeked about that. I'm excited that of course I've already had some correspondence with many of them. Are you going? Yes, I am. Fantastic. See you there. There'll be many a breakfast fellowship at the Denny's just south of the Riviera there. So really looking forward to seeing all my friends. I think that's a pretty cool thing. It goes without saying I'm looking forward to thawing out. But I'm looking forward to showcasing some new things. The new ECAX series from Electro Voice. Pretty excited about that.
Nice.
Some great booth partners this year. With X Laser and Rock and Roller Carts. We're going to be also showing their structure stands. Scrim King is back with us this year. First time at Mobile Beat in a long time is the In Music group, which is Newmark, Denon, Akai, M Audio, and they are in our demo room. We're going to have a ton of stuff.
Nice.
People, yeah, that's they're back in a big way. They're bringing in the Batmobile, and we're excited to have them as a partner. So it should be a pretty good showing. We've simplified the process of finance. People who are looking to make big improvements on their rigs, but maybe cash flow doesn't really kick in till get some proms and some weddings. Mm-hmm. So we now have a single page application that can get them up to $150,000 in finance. We've worked closely with a company that really understands the sound and lighting industry, they're not sitting behind a desk, and want to stereotype bankers, but we're not a very banker-friendly industry at times.
Yeah.
And anyway, the president of this company actually is, I think, a former rock and roll touring guy. He gets it. He really gets it, and we've had tremendous success working with him. Golly, let's see. I'm looking forward to my presentation. Not for the least of which being that I never get tired of hearing myself talk. But actually because I have some incredibly cruel and unusual things I'm going to do to our friend Bill Herman.
Okay.
In the interest of science. So he doesn't really know exactly yet what's going to happen. He's just sort of agreed to do it.
He'll be your yes. What's your topic at least? What are you going to be talking about?
The topic is things your mother didn't tell you about being a DJ. And over the last 20 years that I've been doing this, I've started to think about the people that I've met, the friends that I've made, the speeches that I've given, the articles that I've written, the questions that I've answered, and there's kind of a common denominator to all of that, mm-hmm. and that is that nobody I've met yet became a DJ because they wanted to do more math or they wanted to do more physics. Everybody has their reasons. As Bill Herman said, it was for beer and girls.
Yep.
That didn't really work out so well for me. But although to be fair, I did meet my wife when I was working. So I guess it worked out. I got the girl.
There you
go. Anyway. I don't think anybody sits down and says, I'm fascinated by, physics and the propagation of sound, or I just love the politics of the FCC and mm-hmm. the wireless spectrum, or, I'm just fascinated with digital, signals, and I really just want to understand more about DMX. So I think I'm going to go get some lights, and start entertaining people.
Yeah, this would be great.
That probably wasn't the impetus. But on the other hand, we we got into DJing, because we wanted to entertain people. We wanted to be the life of the party, whatever your reasons were. And we found that physics is a very unforgiving and unrelenting foe. It doesn't have to be a foe if you understand it and play by its rules. And so that's kind of what the presentation, we're going to just touch on some highlights of things that your mother didn't tell you about being a DJ, and what the physical realities of those things are. And obviously in 50 minutes time, really, we can't get too deep, but we'll give people some thinking points and hopefully send them off into a stage of greater enlightenment and a path of pursuit of knowledge.
Sure. Nice. That should be fun. I'm looking forward to it because I've heard a little bit behind the scenes of what Ben's planning to do, and it sounds pretty cool. And I'm looking forward to checking that out and seeing how his lovely model does.
Yeah, I think it's going to be sort of like, to tie it to some TV shows, it's going to be kind of like Fear Factor meets Mythbusters meets Outrageous Acts of Science meets Rocket City Rednecks. I don't know. I want, first and foremost, I want to enlighten. I want the people who have invested their time and their money to come to the show to say, I learned something. That was something I didn't know, or maybe I learned a little bit more about it. But also, I know that physics and we're going to be talking about some things like the FCC and politics. And my goodness, I don't know why C-SPAN. I mean, no offense to C-SPAN. I think it's fantastic in a democratic society. We have a channel like that, but who can sit and watch these people go on and on and on? And I've read hundreds of pages of the FCC's documents, not because I want to, believe me. I did it for you.
Yep.
It's not riveting stuff. So there's politics. And anyway, I want to make it a little bit fun. I'm going to try to, plus I get to do bad things to Bill.
Wait, no, you told me that you were going to be doing good things to Bill.
Yeah.
That's
what I said.
That's it. Yeah, Bill
anyway.
Bill doesn't watch the show anyway. He's too busy recording on Monday nights, so he doesn't.
Exactly. I told Bill, I said, just bring a first aid kit and an open mind, and you'll be fine.
Oh, goodness, that's never a good sign. I have to make a note of that. When Ben says to come on over with a first aid kit, don't do it. Okay, now this is a little tangent, Ben, and I was thinking about this. Let's give our viewers a couple of tips, especially if there's somebody new who hasn't gone to a convention before. Let's give them a couple of tips on things that they should do, or they should maybe be prepared for going to a convention.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to tell you the same thing that we tell our rookie staff. And Kat is fantastic, by the way. She actually prepares a guide that's very in-depth, tells us everything that we need to know. And most of us, I've been to Vegas 102 times, literally. But number one, you're in the desert. Drink lots of water. Vegas is a party city. There's a temptation to drink lots and lots of alcohol. Do what you will, but remember, alcohol dehydrate you, and you came to Vegas for an experience. Drink lots of water. It sneaks up on you, and you can get dehydrated very fast. 2, eat breakfast. Even if you're not a breakfast eater, I'm really not either, but these are long days. Give your brain some fuel. Just take care of your body. Get some sleep. That's hard to do out at Mobile Beat. There's things to do all night long, but just try to get a little sleep, drink some water, eat, take care of yourself, and you'll have a good experience. 2, soak it all in. Vegas is again a city full of things to do, but remember why you went. So fellowship with your fellow DJs, attend the seminars, come to the exhibits, but only come to the NLFX demo room. Now there's a lot of other great exhibits too, but get your Mobile Beat experience out of it. And I think 3 is just have fun. Enjoy the time out there. Enjoy the time fellowshipping with other like-minded professionals, and those would be my show tips, I think. Yeah.
Just to add to your third point is, a lot of people are there and they spend, their rooms. Our rooms are there basically to sleep in, and I've met people who are I'm headed back to the room and I'm going to go do this and I'm going to go, and it's like is prioritize. I can only be in Las Vegas for 3 days, 4 days. I can only be around these people for that amount of time. Some of that other stuff, put it off if you can.
Be in the moment. Yeah. Take a 3-day break from Candy Crush. But be in the moment. Enjoy the show,
because
and again, take care of yourself, please. We occasionally see the people who don't. There's a lot of veterans of the show who are able to kind of help people through, but occasionally you see somebody who's really struggling because they are dehydrated and they haven't slept, and and you feel bad for those people. We all want the show to be a good experience. That's in our pre-show meetings, whether they're in our conference room at the headquarters or even right up before the show. We constantly are reminding our staff that the whole point of what we are doing at Mobile Beat or any other trade show is the customer experience. Yeah. That is the whole purpose for what every NLFX person is doing there, and our manufacturer partners is about the customer experience. And so in that spirit, we want you to be prepared to have the best experience.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good words of advice. I think, Ben, that'll wrap us up for tonight, actually. We've got some good stuff here. Looking forward to next week, and I think if things work out, we might be able to do our next week's segment live from Vegas.
Well, certainly hope so. It's I don't now we'll see how well I follow my own advice with so many things going on. I don't get as much sleep as I'd like to, but it should be a good show. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing again, like I said, so many of my friends in Vegas. If one of our viewers, if you're going out there, please travel safely. Restore your seat back and tray table to their upright and locked position. Never, ever, ever disable, tamper with, or destroy a lavatory smoke detector, and obey your crew members' instructions at all times.
Said from the guy who flew twice, right?
Yeah. Twice in the last 2 hours. Probably.
Yeah, about it. Great stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching tonight. If you have any questions or comments, you can put those in the comment section down below, or you can pop out to our Facebook page, which is Tuesday Night with Ben Stowe. You can search for that and go there. If you got questions or thoughts or anything to that effect, please enter those in. If you're in Vegas, stop by and say hey. Tell us that you watched the show. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like, and we'll probably ignore the stuff you don't like because it'll hurt our feelings and make us cry. But, the stuff you like, that one thing, please tell us that 5 times. We'll appreciate it. Or something. Once again, Ben, thank you very much for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News, Disc Jockey News TV, and Ben Stowe from NLFX Pro. Good night.